So, is real estate and owning a home in general a scam? Well, I'm going to give you the short answer to me is no, but I am going to reference back to other videos that I've made on this channel because this is a finance related channel, even though I talk about other things. I've talked about our healthcare system, which I got a healthcare kind of related video that I'll be dropping soon related to my own recovery from a medical scare a while back. And I touch on other topics too. Any topic is really available to talk about, but I like to put a financial twist. So with real estate, things I've talked about in the past, and just to have full disclosure, I've been a licensed real estate broker for well over 15 years. And I don't think home ownership is for everybody. Matter of fact, I think it's probably at least 30-40% of people that home ownership is not even right for at any level, whether it be condominium, single family home, or small multifamily or commercial multifamily property. Now, I'm not your typical realtor because everything is a good deal to them. It's always a great time to buy. And I'm here to tell you, as a licensed broker, more than 15 years, it ain't always a great time to buy. Every deal is not a good deal, and most deals aren't the right deal for you. Okay? So there's a right way to buy real estate, and then it's the wrong way to buy real estate. If you buy real estate the wrong way, it's what I like to call a pita, like pita bread you get. Like, say, if you go to like a Greek restaurant or something, you get the sandwich on the pita bread. PITA, pain in the ass, you know what. That's what real estate is if you buy it the wrong way. You know what buying real estate the wrong way is? The wrong way is overpaying for starters, bragging about paying tens and tens of thousands of dollars above asking price, bragging that you won the bidding war. But when it's a bidding war, especially in real estate, driving prices up, the person that won the bidding war is usually a loser. And the losers of that bidding war, which to me is a stupidity fest, the loser or losers of 12 contracts trying to bid on one property, pushing it way above where it should be purchased at, those losers are actually the winner. Those are winners, okay? Because they didn't get sucked into a bad deal. Lots of real estate agents will stress you need to get a new build. To me, a lot of these new builds absolutely suck in quality. The best times in American history that homes were built was after World War I and World War II, and maybe after the Korean War. Let me tell you why. These were time periods where hundreds of thousands of young men left American soil and they went to foreign soil to fight wars for their country, if you will. They left as single men. In so many cases, they came back not only no longer a single man, but a man with a woman, or maybe the woman was now actually his wife, where there was matrimony induced on this foreign soil. And now there's a full family involved because now maybe they have a child. Maybe they even had two, all while this person was away at war. That prompted the United States at that time to engage in quality home building. It went on in the 1920s, after World War I, and then it went on in like the late 40s and going into the 1950s, all through the 50s. And this was like the post-World War II building boom. These are your bungalow-style homes. These are your raised ranch-style homes, your Georgians, your Cape Cods. You can look these home styles up if you don't know what they look like. So that was the best period for home building in America. Those homes were built to last 250 years. If they're even marginally maintained, they'll stay standing. Some of this new build crap is just that, crap. Crappy new builds. You're paying crazy prices for something that's poorly constructed. So again, if you purchase real estate correctly, it's not a scam. Home ownership's not a scam in that context. I'm talking to you as a person that's been the owner of some piece of real estate for half of his life. At 51, I've been an owner of real estate for 25 and a half years. Not the same property. I've had ownership in more than a half a dozen different properties during that time, but I've owned real estate for half of my life. For half of my life, I haven't owned real estate, which was the first half. It can produce large checks if it's purchased properly and sold properly. It can produce large checks. And that has been the case for me on a few different occasions where I bought it right and sold it right and saw a check at the time that had my name on it, bigger than any check that I saw with my name on it at that point in life. So if bought right and sold right, it can be great. Now, is the 30-year mortgage a scam? Quite frankly, I'm not a fan of the 30-year mortgage. You're going to end up paying for the home 2 to 3 times over the course of 30 years with a 30-year mortgage. But in reality, most of y'all ain't got 15 or 20 or 25% to put down on a home. Most people are buying with FHA, a majority of American home buyers. And it can be broke down to past a majority, a vast majority if you break it down into demographics, like Black home buyers, white home buyers, Asian home buyers, Middle Eastern home buyers, Latino home buyers. If you break it down by demographic, you're going to see that some demographics definitely have to utilize FHA, which is 3.5% down more than others. But the average person only stays in the home, say, 5 to 8 years. So 30-year mortgage, yeah, it sucks. You could be in there 8 years and only have paid 10% of the mortgage off, especially if you got a high interest rate and there's so much more going to the interest and hardly anything going to principal in early years. But you can also go in with a plan to beat the 30-year mortgage. Come in with a plan. If you think there really will be a forever home or a long-term home, let's call it 15 to 20 years, go in with a plan to pay your mortgage off in a third of the time, in 40% of the time. It can be done. It can be done. It can be done even faster. It depends on, again, how you buy. Look for bargains. Look for something that may be slightly distressed, that only needs cosmetic upgrades, where you can get it a whole lot cheaper. So do I think it's a scam? No, but I think that there are stupid ways to buy real estate. And then I think there's smart ways to buy real estate where it really works for you. You hold the key to open the lock to decide which way you are going to purchase. You got the internet now. It's not like 30 years ago. Do your due diligence. Don't depend totally on your professional that should be working in a fiduciary capacity, meaning they're putting the clients or the customers' needs ahead of their own ambitions, but that doesn't always happen, and we know it doesn't always happen. Don't solely depend on that. Do your due diligence, because everything is not a good deal. As a matter of fact, most home sales are not good deals. The majority are not good deals. And most of them are not the right deal for you or you or you. You got to do your homework. So I'd like to get your thoughts on this. Drop some comments below. Let's get the algorithm buzzing, because real estate to me is something that it can be beautiful, but lots of people lose in it. I think more than half lose. They go into investing, they lose. They don't get good investment. They get burned with crummy rental properties. They pay too much. They run out of money trying to do the rehab. They can't sell it for what they thought they could sell it for. You know, a lot of people lose. And people of my ethnicity, Black people, lose more than any in real estate. Black people are not winners overall in real estate. You got some Black people that's winning, but for the most part, Black people are not the winners in real estate. Black people, an overwhelming majority, are the ones that are paying what I call sucker price, retail price or above even retail price. They're not paying wholesale price, getting it at an actual good deal, a bargain. Black people, for the most part, are paying sucker price. So now I'm challenging Black people. Do your due diligence. Be more patient. Be more open to various areas, because it's not set up for you to win at all. Like most things, it's not set up for you to win. It's kind of set up for you to lose. But you can make a conscious choice that you're going to win. But again, you're going to have to do your due diligence. You're going to have to do your homework. And you're going to have to go into debt with a plan. You're going to go make this debt, have a plan. And the plan should never be 30 years. It should never be just paying just the bare minimum. It should never be paying, sucker price or above retail price for God's sake. You should be going there with a plan to win. That's all I got on this one. I'll see you in the next video. Please subscribe, like, and share. Take care of yourselves and each other. And I'll catch you soon. Peace.